It says you
And
are
it's live, yes.
live. I know. We are on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to This is Fit with
Hello.
Leigh. And today we have a special guest. We have Agata, who is just the most lovely influencer. She makes the best quality content and she knows so much about Korea. So I'm really excited to have her here today.
Hearing this from Yuli is very, very special. Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me. Like, I didn't even think I could be on someone's like yours channel because my fitness journey has been like back and forth, and also like
No.
yeah.
Well,
Yes.
I'm trying to make sure that everyone knows that fitness can be a little more accessible, that you don't have to be like a bodybuilder to have an interest in it, and
Yeah.
that everything is a part of life. Like I love what you do with your life and how you are in the world. So any interest in fitness, anything you add to your life is just going to be good. So no problems. Let's uh let's see. Oh, we got a hello from Evan. Hi, it's one of my friends.
Hello,
He's
hello.
he's with us today. Glad to see you, Evan. And so everyone, once again, Akata is visiting with us. And if you want to find her Instagram, here we go. Is that your birthday? The zero
Yes, it
seven?
is.
Okay. That's what I thought. Like I'm always
Oh,
curious
yeah.
about the numbers.
I
And
was just lazy making it up, so
she also she also has a YouTube with her husband. She's got an international couple channel. And so I'm looking at the Korean of it. It says Dain Iyagi. So
yes.
Iyagi is story. What's the Dain part?
Oh, Diane is actually it's quite a funny story because so I guess we can begin
Oh
from that.
yes, no. Tell me.
I
What
guess
is
we can
it?
begin from that because otherwise like it would be on and off topic. So originally when we started our YouTube channel, it was not supposed to be like a travel channel or a couple channel. We had a completely different idea, but that was scrapped. Let's not talk about it. And the Diane nickname was my husband's nickname for his business back in the day because he comes from a small town called Dain.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
that helps me so much because
yeah,
now your channel, it's a couple channel and a travel channel. It's just so funny because I have had similar growth. Any of us that are in the influencer space, I think we change. I think that's
a
kind of
lot. Yeah.
standard. So that is so funny. Thank you. So everyone, this is Agata. Please check out her channel with her husband. I got a couple channel, travel channel, great stuff about Korea, and also we've got this is her Insta, and you
Yay,
need to
get that
check that
promotion.
one out. And and this is mine. This is fit underscore Leigh. Always doing the workouts. So we had some other hellos. Quincy says
Hello,
hi
hello.
from the Philippines, and Layla says hi. Yes, our beautiful guest. So we talked a little, but could you do a quick self intro? Who are
Of
you?
course.
Where are you from? What do you
Who
do?
are am I? Who am I? Do you not know who am I?
I
Well,
do not know. I do not know, madam.
so my name is Agata. It's
Mhm.
kind of similar to Agata, but my name does
Oh,
not have H in it. So
that's right.
it's more of an original Latin pronunciation. And originally, I'm from Lithuania.
Mm-mm.
So be living in Korea now for almost 7 years now. Actually, in February is going to be 7 years. So it's
Wow.
been quite a long time since coming to Korea. And of course, originally I came not as a spouse. Now I'm married to a Korean person, but originally for first year I was here as a master's student in Kyung University.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Very good. I did
really?
not know that one.
Also Kyung?
Okay.
No, oh
No,
no.
no. I just doesn't really surprise me that you were here for master's work, but it's my first time hearing it. So,
Oh yeah. So originally I came for 1 semester actually, and then I really liked it here. So I was like, okay, what about I would just stay for one more semester, explore Korea a little bit because first semester it was basically just my campus and going to Seoul sometimes. and that's all. Like it was a typical exchange, like foreign student, and I was like, oh, I can just extend, stay longer, actually explore. And starting from second semester, I started exploring more, got to know the actual real Korea, not the student Korea. And then I realized that I don't really have to go back to write my thesis. So I did my
Mm-hmm.
research and my graduation work here as well. I went back home, did my presentation, and back in the day, I was already dating now my husband.
Mm.
So he made me come back to Korea, and now here I am.
No, that is wonderful, and something I've noticed about Korea. Of course, I love it. I've been here 9 years. Is that Korea just kind of pulls you. You know, people think, "Oh, I'll stay for a year," and then it just keeps going.
Yes.
Or people will come for a little bit and go away, and they come back. It's that boomerang effect. So that what you said just matches so perfectly with what I've heard from so many people. It's a lovely country and a lot of opportunity. And for you, you know, also love also meeting your person. 안녕하세요. Hello.
Hello. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I think that, like as I said, it's a lovely country. I love living
Oh.
here, but I have met many people who had like different experiences as well. So I would say it really depends on a person, and
Mm-mm-mm.
there is no in between. You either love it or you dislike it and you want to leave. Like there
That's
is
a
no
good
in between.
point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'm a positive person, so I tend to associate with other positive people. But what you said about some people having quite negative experiences,
Yes.
that's part of my long-term goal. In 10 years, I want to be in politics in Korea. I want to help other foreigners
Yeah.
because we've had a very good time. We've been treated mostly very well, I'm assuming. But I do know foreigners from other countries whose experience is not like that. And I want to see what I can do for the whole situation for everybody. So no, you're right. It's not universal. It really depends on the person and
Yeah,
kind of who
I
they
have
meet.
never met someone who is in between. It's either like I love it so much, or I will leave soon, but that soon just keeps extending and extending for them anyway. So I'm like, you say you're going to leave soon, but you keep extending, so maybe it's not that bad.
I don't know. I don't know. Some people they stay with us a long time. They
Yeah.
do. Oh, Shaw English Online. Hello.
Hello,
The big
hello.
man himself, my big brother, my mentor, the greatest man of all. And how long have you been in Korea? 57 years?
Uh, so
He's been here a long time.
oh him. Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm
oh
teasing
yeah,
him
yeah.
because he's
South Korea. I wish to
a
visit.
quote a lifer. I love Korea. I wish to visit after hearing a lot of good things. Oh, Layla. Layla's from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, you know everyone. Leigh is here, like knowing everyone already.
No, I no, these are friends. These are regular
Oh,
friends. So I think you talked a little bit about how you first came
yeah.
to Korea. But I've spelled all this terrible. Hold on, let me see if I can
Okay.
edit this document. But what was your master's for? I'm terrifically curious about that one.
Oh, so I graduated from history in my
Mm-hmm.
bachelor's, and then I extended my studies into Asian studies. That's how I came
Mm-mm.
to Korea. So I was majoring in Asian studies. It was basically politics and philosophy, mostly because the faculty I was in was philosophy faculty, but
Mm-mm.
we also had some politics here in America. And when coming to Kyunhee University, we did not have like anything like Asian major because we are in Asia. Like it
Oh,
just
right.
wouldn't make sense to have like Asian studies major here. So here I continued with Korean economy, Asian economy in general, and like just society. And my master's paper was actually on the marriage decline in Korea.
The decline of marriage?
Yes.
Oh, people not getting married as frequently as in the past?
Yes.
Oh, that is so interesting because because that's a big issue that we know of in Korea. There's a low birth rate, but it's not just married people having fewer babies. It's
Yes.
fewer people getting married.
Yes.
And oh, that's interesting.
All of
That's
those topics are actually like overlapping with one another.
mm-mm.
So I touched upon on the babies part as well. But basically it was a research about but deeper research about Koreans and Koreans' opinions about the situation.
Oh, that's so marvelous. And I think these things are so worth studying. Um, Studying other cultures, it really gives you such a wonderful insight. And I could never say, even after 9 years, I could never say that I know Korea or claim to know what any Korean thinks or feels. But it's worth exploring, isn't it? It's just
Yes.
it's so rich, it's so deep to get into another culture a little more. So now I know more about you. That's I have a master's in Asian studies too. Do you?
Oh, see,
And
Asumbenim.
I know. Do you know he can break dance too? He could break dance. I don't know if he still can, but
Speaking
I
of which,
learned
I used to take some classes back in the day.
what. Everyone I know is a break dancer now. What dance classes did you take?
Oh, so that's also coming to the fitness journey but I guess we can touch upon this a little bit later. But I
No,
used to do
no.
house dances quite a lot. But with house, you actually, like in the studio, you come in the
Okay,
studio, your
okay.
main class is house, but you would learn a little bit of something. And when we would do camps, we would also learn like modern, we would learn hip hop, we would learn breakdance as well a little bit. But I forgot everything. So my body forgot everything.
My body forgot. No, it's true. Like if you don't do it. So Layla says, I believe all people Leigh knows are great people. I feel like it's true. Like I'm in Bogi Manayo. I am so lucky in people, and I include you among that. You are definitely among that. Let's see. It says, Diane, I'm a subscriber. Why aren't there any videos? Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, I'm really sorry. So we've been quite busy this year, both with
Right.
work, both me and Q. So I've been trying to edit up and put as many videos as possible. But sometimes we're working like every single day. On the weekend, you're like, do we film or do we just take a rest? So
I
if you want to see like more of the content I'm producing, Instagram at that moment is better because it's
know.
way easier and way faster to produce. And for long-term videos, maybe when I have a little bit of a holiday this winter. But as I told you, Leigh, I have a new project which is a secret to everyone else. So I might work on that project instead. But we will see. We will see. I will still try to post some videos, but just because of the time management and because we are so busy with our work, it just doesn't work.
So everyone, you should definitely be checking out her Instagram because, like she said, for most of us, Instagram is faster, and she just makes the cutest, most beautiful things. They're going to be helpful to you if you live in Korea, and I think just kind of sweet and heartwarming. Like I just get a mood lift from seeing her content on Instagram. So please
That
do
means
follow.
so much. That means a lot because same as with YouTube, same with Instagram, I see a decline. I don't know if that's the algorithm or if I'm getting boring, but I've seen decline with like engagement and everything. So that's also one of the reasons why I'm not so keen on working on the videos on YouTube, as the subscriber asked, because for the YouTube video, at least for me, it takes at least like 2 days to edit because we have so much footage, like 1 hour to 2 hours footage, and we have to edit it up to like 9 to 15 minutes, which is a
Right.
lot of work. And when you see
Mm.
that that work doesn't really
Oh.
come back to you, it's very discouraging. Like
Oh,
when
I
only like
know.
100 people
I
sees
know,
it.
darling. That is
Yeah,
that is something with YouTube lately, and as Robin, my awesome mentor, has mentioned, everyone, basically everyone, even the biggest channels, are seeing declines, and that's just due to a lot of factors. There's just so much on the internet these days.
exactly. Yeah.
TikTok, and then there's Netflix and Disney Plus and HBO streaming. Like there's a lot of stuff, and so I feel like I understand you putting this time in to film and to edit to make something just quality, and then
Yeah, it
it,
flops. So that's why it's like, so why would even today we were like, why would we film a YouTube video, work on it for like a week and get like way worse results than with my Instagram reel, which I posted today. So like, of course, more people would see it in short form these days.
right.
That's why.
So Right, we're all learning. We're all learning how to make better content, how to make good content, and kind of how to ride the ups and downs of like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is, this kind of not awesome right now. But
Yeah. Like if
but
one thing is not working, let's take a rest, and then we can work on something else for a moment.
that's right. Just switch projects, keep your energy going,
Yeah.
have something good. And Evan says, I hope you can come visit one day, Layla. I'm sure Layla will be able to give you an amazing tour. Yes. If Layla comes to South Korea, you'll have me. You'll have me with you. Mm. And of course I have all these great influencer friends that know the right places to go. Can I know how did you meet Leigh for the first time? I don't know if you mentioned it
Oh, we didn't mention it actually.
earlier. As with so many things, we met at a YouTuber party.
Yeah. It's
But
been like a
I,
long time since we had a YouTuber party, and I think oh
mm-mm,
no, it was the second one, I think, after COVID, like after a long COVID break, but it was
mm-mm-mm-mm.
the first one I went to. And it was
And
great. Leigh was so good at it. Like, she's the person who can make you speak when you are just like, I don't know those people. What do I do?
it's so joyful for me. I love being, MC, event host, just being with people. And I was excited to meet you because, everyone, you can become internet friends with somebody before you meet them.
Yeah.
But I was telling Agata before we started this live, I heard from her, from a mutual friend. We had a mutual friend, and she sent me her Insta profile and said, "You've got to follow this girl. She has the best cafes." And I found that to be true. So she was someone that I had been following and had been enjoying everything she made for quite a while. So to finally meet in person at the YouTuber meetup a couple months ago was like pretty sweet. And your fashion sense is great. I remember your fashion that day was on point.
Thank you.
So we had a question here. I'm still editing material I made 5 years ago.
But
I'm
is
not
that
supposed.
okay? Like, that's the question for the sombenim.
Mm-mm.
Like, is that okay?
Mm-mm.
Because now we are still working on a video. Like, we filmed it 2 years ago, and it had like three different camps and three different audios, and it was just so overwhelming. And I still do have it in my final cut, but I
Mm.
was like, it was filmed like almost 2 years ago. Is it still worth to edit it? Like,
So,
I don't
Robin,
know.
what's your take on that? My take offhand is that if you can manage to get something evergreen out of it, like if it was like Gyeongbokgung Palace, it's still going to be a Gyeongbokgung Palace video, even however many years later, and people will Google it. And
Hmm.
over 5, 10 years, you might get a lot of views. Just that's my thought, but Robin would know better than me because he is the person. Thanks, Evan. I have a huge passion to visit Korea before I meet Leigh and other wonderful friends. I need to prepare some things. You do. You need to get over here. Harry, oh my gosh, what an
Yeah.
honor. It's been a while. Harry, tell me again, what country are you from? Because normally I remember my friends' countries, but I don't have yours. And we had a question here from Evan. What are some things you hope your visitors will get from your posts? Like, is it like educational? Is it what do you hope they get from you on Instagram?
I would say mostly travel advice
Mm-hmm.
and places to visit, and maybe like just some relaxation ideas, because most of my posts are actually more of like a feel good, positive, like romanticizing Korea kind of posts. And then my
Yes.
stories are a different thing, but like in general, like basically just to like relax and not
Mm-mm.
think about too much and see the beauty of Korea if you cannot travel here. And if you are in Korea, get some ideas about travel to places that are not as popular. Of course, I go to trendy spots and like exhibitions and those things that are popular right now, but I also do visit quite a lot of places which are harder to find in English. So basically, just travel advice and yeah, enjoy Korea.
There's a cafe recently that you went to that I so wanted to go to, and I found out that they had closed. It was a cafe with a fake bathtub with fake water in it.
They closed?
I googled them. They said the cafe's name is like Butter or something,
Yeah,
and they said we're not going to be open anymore.
let me look it up
Please do, because I was like, I want to
because
take
I went like
pictures.
2 weeks ago.
It was no time at all because I was like, okay, Agata went, so I've got to go. But so some really cute things.
You can always
Let's
look it up, but
see.
it was
Uh,
not. It's not supposed to be closed.
so our big brother mentor Robin says English is always relevant, so I will get to it eventually. There you go. He has a utility channel. He has a channel that serves a function, and it's a function that everyone will always need. So he can do that forever. So that's his particular content. Let's see. Korea content is always relevant. Thank you. Okay.
Oh,
The master has spoken. He
okay.
he
So
has
I guess time to edit.
edit that business. And some people, they'll see a spike in a video that wasn't doing anything. Some related topic becomes popular in a few months or
Yeah.
years, and then everybody's searching for it. Um, so that's a good one. All right, let's move along. So I wanted to ask what your fitness background is. Like, were you active as a kid? Because you mentioned dance. You
Oh
mentioned
yeah,
some
the
dancing
dance was,
there.
yeah. As I told you, I had like this horrible roller coaster with the fitness journey, but it wasn't as bad as I'm making it look. So I was like this big, overweight, lazy kid who didn't do anything up until I was like 15, 16 years old. And then at 16, I was like, no, let's get healthy, let's get active. Also, that was the time when I actually got interested in Korean music as well. So I was like, I want to be a dancer. I want to like be more active. So I did start the hip hop and house classes. And I also started going to the gym, but no trainer, nothing, just like doing it on my own. So I was actually quite active during high school and college years. And that was like actually really great years. Of course, you had all of the time in the world, you had all the energy in the world. So I would dance like twice a week in the studio, and I would have actual training 2 times a week and swimming, because swimming is something I even like at the moment, as you could see from my broad
There you
shoulders.
go. them swimming shoulders.
Yeah. So my fitness journey, I would say, started from dancing, and then it actually came into actual working out and cycling.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's my background. I'm not really like professional in anything. My form is still really horrible doing many of exercises in the gym, but I just do something to move most of the
Mhm.
time. I know I might not look the part, but I'm I would say I'm quite active still now.
You
But
are.
starting COVID, it's gotten worse. Like I stopped like because the gyms were closed for a while during COVID,
Mm-mm-mm.
and I just didn't come back. But I started swimming again, which is I think is a good thing.
Yes, and something I want people to remember is the thing that you love, or taking some time, being patient and taking time to find anything that you can move with, whether, dancing or swimming or cycling, something that's just joyful for you. I wouldn't want anyone to think that exercise had to be laborious or painful or super
Yeah,
time
yeah, yeah.
consuming. It's got to be joyful. So tell me, I'm curious, you said that you were getting into like K-pop and
Yeah, yeah.
dancing around the same time. Who were your original K-pop music interests? Who did you
Oh, so
like?
I'm old.
Oh, no, 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 hey honey,
I'm
I'm
old.
with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. So like Shiny before
Older.
Super Junior.
Same timeline, but just next to them.
Dongbang Shinki.
Yes.
Yes. 넌 나를 원해 너 내게 빠져. Sorry guys.
Okay.
I so TVXQ, everyone,
Yes.
there's a boy band that was super popular in Korea 10, 12 years ago. 12,
So I
15.
started like 15 years ago, but I mean,
Oh,
they're still active now. A
that's
little bit
right. They
differently. Like everyone is
mm-mm.
doing their own thing most of the time now, but they're still active now. And I'm actually like, you guys raised me, so I'm here for you.
That is so sweet, and that's the fun thing about K-pop is if you really like a girl band or a boy band, they still give you that thrill of happiness,
Yeah.
that little
But
jolt
that's
of
the interesting
excitement.
thing. Like many people who do like K-pop, they start dancing K-pop, right? I
Yes.
never had that thought.
Oh, okay.
It was I don't know what happened at that time, me in high school, but I was like, I don't want to do K-pop dances because we are like not real dance, the bullshit. But anyway, so I wanted to go to like street style something.
Mm-mm.
So originally it was just like street style, which is not a dance like genre at all, but that's what it was called, like for high school kids.
Mm-mm.
And eventually I got into a house because I liked the vibe. But we also did like different
Even if
genres
you've
too.
forgotten most of it, please show me like a little something next time we meet
Yeah,
up. I gotta
next
see
time.
it.
Okay.
So so some comments. Harry's, I'm from Indonesia. Thank you, Harry. Just
Indonesia.
I needed to check. I needed to know. And Layla had a question. I think you talk to your husband only in Korean, do you?
Yes.
That actually feeds into a question I had. So anyone with a couple channel gets this question constantly. But how did you actually meet? What's your how we met story?
Fail Shameless self promo, but we have a video about it actually.
Okay.
I
Uh,
know that you probably know, but so originally as I was a student, he contacted me for Instagram, and he used to do photography back in the day. Now he does not do photography at all. Now he's a videographer. But back in the day he used to do photography, and he was like, I need someone for my portfolio, and I know you're going to leave soon. So do you want some memories in Korea, like from a photo shoot? So we arranged to have a photo shoot for free. And my roommate at that time was like, "Girl, tell me where you going, where you going with. Like, if you disappear, I'm going to like call everyone, call the police."
that's Liz. That's Liz for me because I model it every time I'm like, I'm going here with this person. Okay, so you made sure you were safe.
I was quite careless back in the day. I would just go and trust people and go. But it was quite interesting because back then my Korean was not as good as like now. I'm not fluent anyway, but I can have
Oh,
like daily conversations normally.
you
But
good
back
girl.
in
I've
the day,
heard
I
you.
was just like, wait. Like always like trying to find the words and mix English and Korean. But we, after the photo shoot, we also went for a coffee like in the park. We had the photo shoot in Sunyudo Park. And I don't know if you have ever been to the Sunyudo Park, but
I
we
don't
do
think so.
have like a few cafes inside of the park. So we just went to get a coffee and just chatted with my limited Korean, and we forgot about it. Like he sent me pictures immediately. It was so interesting because now I can see he would usually take like a week or 2 weeks to get the footage done and sent to clients. He sent me pictures like in 2 days. Pictures and a video. I was like, oh yeah, thank you. And we
Must
didn't
impress
really,
this girl.
but we like I don't know about him, but I didn't really think much about it. I would just hang out. It was like summer vacation in the university. We just chilled with friends. And we would just chat. Sometimes from time to time, he would be like, oh, today is this and this day in Korea. Make sure to eat this kind of soup. So we slowly became friends and started hanging out more. And then we started dating, and the rest is history.
I love that because it's so gradual. Like
Yeah,
for a lot of people, they met through something like specific, like blind dating in Korea is big
yeah.
culture, or through a dating app. Like they met through something that was immediately a romantic setup. But you met your guy very naturally, started out as friends. I love that. That's the best. That's the best. Maybe I should be combing through my current crop of friends for Mr. Lee Holland. That maybe that's what I should do.
Yeah,
Search.
basically, I had this mindset that I'm going to leave anyway.
Mm-mm.
But when we kind of started like it was not even going on a date. It was like, oh, there is this cool place I want to show you, and we would go to this place. So I was like, okay, so which of those dates was actually the date? because we would hang out, go to places, and he was like, "Oh, I thought these were dates," and I'm like, "I thought we were just hanging out."
That is, it might be good to
Yeah,
for other people to clarify, but like it worked for you guys because
yeah.
it went somewhere. But that is, that's interesting that we could all think about it differently. Let's see. So we had a question here from Evan. Evan says, "Do you feel there are any noticeable permanent changes in travel or tourism trends in Korea when compared to before COVID?" Because you kind of represent Korean
Yeah,
tourism a
yeah.
little bit. So do you feel like it's changed a lot?
It got me thinking. Right before COVID, like I think when COVID started, and up until like the beginning of this year, the travel was so chilled out. Like people were still really careful, and actually many businesses and many places closed down because they just couldn't hold on to this. But
Mm-mm-mm.
this year, starting summer up until now, I feel like it's even worse. Like it's even more crowded than before COVID.
Oh, that is I feel that because we were so deprived for so long. I don't know people's experiences in other countries, but we were so shut down. We had so many rules and regulations. And then when those things finally start to lift, people actually go a little bit crazy. There's way more people at the big tourist attractions. And in some ways, there might be fewer places to go or fewer things to do because, like you said, so many places, so many businesses shut down. So the remaining stuff gets like a lot of traffic.
Yeah, and I also feel like many Koreans are still very resistant to travel abroad. So those people who normally would have been somewhere outside of a country during their vacation, they just decide to stay in the country. So I feel like that's also the reason for more people. I actually have tea as well. We could both have tea.
Okay, this is kind of an apple cider thing. Oh,
Oh,
that's so
the tea.
cute.
That's
Like you
this
have
one.
a little gray mug. I like that. So we had a question here. What a beautiful and unique way to meet your husband. Thanks for sharing. I
Thank you.
know. And like I go out on modeling photo shoots with people all the time. So that's fun. I hope we hear soon about Leigh's love story with her future husband.
Oh
I
yeah,
do
I'm going to be
too.
waiting for that.
I,
Fingers crossed.
I'm gathering data now. I'm just collecting. Eventually, something's gonna pan out. Well, Agatha, do you know the YouTube show Ramen and Chill?
Oh yeah, I've heard about it, but I haven't seen a single episode.
Okay, I've been verbally invited by the producers to be in season two. So I might be on a Korean dating show. Who knows? Oh, okay.
I mean,
So
it's a good way for you to promote your channel and stuff. So, but
I know. That's what I was thinking. I
there
was
was this
thinking,
TV
gotta.
show. I don't remember the TV show, but it just ended recently. But one of the few one from Super Junior. It was also about a dating show, and literally they spoke about those issues during the show. We were like, "Oh, most of the participants in the show are just here to promote their businesses."
That's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of unfortunate in that way, but that's the world we live in. Like any like famous talk show or podcast, everybody that comes on there is selling their book. They're not just on there because they're passionate about neuroscience or protein
Yeah.
or whatever. That they are promoting a specific thing. And of course, anyone I invite on the show usually has a YouTube or Insta, but it's a little more organic. But I'm definitely considering going on Ramen and Chill season two. Could be fun.
I'm going to send you that title together with a cafe later. We'll make a list
Please
what to
do.
send you after the live.
Oh, all right. So I had a question for you. And
Hmm.
this one might take a little time to think of an answer to, but it's what is your best memory or most memorable story from your Korea travels? Or you could do like a best memory or and a worst one. Because I'm sure you've traveled so much, you must have like just accidentally had like some travel experience that was just insanely bad in addition to a good one. So
Oh
can
my, yeah,
yeah,
it's
sorry, that's kind of two questions in one.
Yeah, it's two questions. Well, the most memorable one, it's also quite a funny story, I think. So I think I will start from that, and maybe during that something will be born in my head after that.
Mm-mm-mm.
Best memory, not the best, not the worst, but the most memorable thing was probably the travel to Gangneung with
Gangneung.
my husband.
Okay.
Yes, so I've been to Gangneung like 100 times,
And
but one of the
is it oceanside? Is that
yes,
right? Okay. Okay.
it's the coffee and beaches city.
Mm-mm.
So I love Gangneung. Like I love that city. Like I was like, if I would not live in Seoul, like if we were to move somewhere, I would move to Gangneung. Like
Oh.
it's a great city. But like the one of the first times, not the first, but like one of the first times we visited back in the day, we did not travel by car. We only used public transportation. And
Okay.
Gangneung is not Seoul, Gangneung is not Busan. And back in the day, it was before the Olympics actually. It was
Oh. Oh.
pre-Olympics, so there was like less buses and stuff. And we were like, let's go from point A to point B. I was like, we can walk. And my husband was like, okay, I guess we can walk. And most of the like places did not have anything, sidewalks, nothing. We were just walking through the highway almost, like along the seaside. That that was so funny because I remember my husband was like, from next time, I'm renting a car. But I was like, come on, like, look, there is this beautiful temple on this side. Let's go to the temple. And I
To
was like, we
walk.
did not even plan to go to the temple, but I was like, let's go. So
Walking
we
along the
walked like
highway.
for a whole day. Like I was so excited because it's not my country. It's not my city. I want to see everything. I was like, let's go. Highways, mountains, like everywhere, just walking. And then we had to check into our hotel. And back then we stayed in the San Cruz, San Cruz Resort, the one which is shaped like a ship.
Mm.
They had like some construction. We only had one building back in the day. Now we have two buildings. So we were building the second building. It was way cheaper. But anyway, not relevant. Not relevant to the story. So we're like, okay, let's go to the San Cruz Resort. Let's walk there. The resort is like on the mountain. There's nothing. There is no sidewalks because no one walks in that kind of roads. So we just walk where we're sweating. And the guy at the door, like they all are wearing like white gloves. They open door for you because like it's quite a fancy hotel resort. And they were like, "Oh, so what's your car number?" And me being like excited for it, I was like, "Oh, we just walked." That boy's face, his facial expression is the most memorable story from our travel.
What kind of people? Oh gosh, I love that because I have something similar because I moved to Wonju in Gangwon-do about three
Yeah.
months ago, and I'm a great walker. I used to walk 20,000 steps a day easily. Like I love to walk. And I came out here and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start walking down away from my home. And it's a highway. There's like 5 feet between me and the cars. There's not like a sidewalk.
Yeah.
And so I know sometimes you can't make it happen. It doesn't work.
But it worked for us. It worked very nicely for us. That was so funny
But
and like so
you and your husband, I picture you guys almost like comic book characters walking
but
along.
but
Oh,
just that guy's face was like, you what? They're like, oh, we walked, like we took a walk around the city. Like there's nothing around. Oh no, like 5 kilometers down, there is a museum, like a gallery, the Hasla artwork, which is a beautiful gallery. It's a little bit pricey, but it's a beautiful gallery. I was like, yeah, 5 kilometers down here, there's this beautiful gallery. And on the way, you can see the worship, you can see the war memorial, you can see a temple. I was like, it's almost in a different city.
you were born to promote tourism, darling.
Yeah.
That level of enthusiasm. So we had the question there. Do you read a lot? Are you much of a reader?
I used to read a lot back at home.
Somehow you feel like a reader to me. I don't know. I'm
Oh,
getting book girl vibes.
but these days, not so much because, first of all, like there's no books in my language here,
Oh, I see. I
and like
see.
in Korea. So I would read sometimes. I try to read more in English, just like to elevate my English skills as well. But these days, not too much. But I used like high school and college years. I used to like read constantly. I would sit in like, I don't know if you have, yeah, in Korea it's similar. Like there is this seat in the bus where you sit alone, just like almost like if a driver is here, you're sitting here. Like
Yes.
I would sit in that seat and read a book every time going to university back when I was a student. But honestly, after moving to Korea, it's been a downhill.
It's I love reading books. I love it, but as time goes by, it feels increasingly like a luxury. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I get to read a book. And like it feels just scandalous, that kind of free time to enjoy. So that actually connects to a question that I
Yeah.
had. Like this is an intriguing question.
Oh,
What book have you given to other people? Because we all have like books that we read for ourselves, but
mhm.
is there a book that you have given to other people or loaned to other people the most?
Loaned or give.
Oh, sorry,
I
that would work too.
think, yeah, I think I haven't borrowed any books to anyone, but I had some self promotion to my friends back at home. Not like personal self promotion, but one of my uncles, actually my aunt's husband, he's a writer. So
Oh,
I would promote and give his books to
oh,
all of my, okay, not all of
in
them,
Lithuania.
yeah, in Lithuania,
Okay.
to actually like two of my friends. I would give his books to everyone just because I want to brag about how I'm proud of
Oh,
him and how cool he is because he is writing the historical novels, history major. Again, it comes
right.
back. I'm also a history major and he is the writer on the historical novels. So his books are not history, but they are based on history. Like he would spend years and years in the archives
Wow.
looking up his own family history and as well as the like we did not have kings back in the day, but we have had dukes.
Oh,
So the family histories of dukes and stuff. So he would collect that information and make a novel out of it, which is fiction, but it's still based on the history. So actually,
yes.
many other people and many other historians were very critical. They were like, "Oh, it's not history; it's fake." But like, yeah, it's a novel. So I just promoted to everyone I knew, like closer on the closer, because most of my friends were also history major too. So I would
Wow.
promote his books to everyone because I mean, if you read Game of Thrones, you
Hmm.
would also read his books. Unfortunately, they are not translated into English for now. Maybe that would
Such
be my job, but
oh, that's right. You would be the ideal person to do it. Wow. Wow. I just that sounds so tremendously interesting. And correct me if I'm wrong, but
yes.
I haven't heard a lot about Lithuania in terms of media or literature or history. So
Yeah, it's not very widely known.
I feel like there could be a market there because it's kind of a little bit exotic, a little bit fresh because we
Mhm.
don't know. So, possible project for the future. I love knowing that though. I love that your uncle is like a historical novelist. And also if we consider how hard it is as YouTubers to spend weeks filming and editing and uploading, what is it like to be a novelist, spending 5 years researching a
Yeah,
novel?
and make up stories about those people who actually existed, but the stories are not really existent. But honestly, like I have read like most of his books because he gifted me them himself, and it's on the same level as Game of Thrones. It's just
Okay.
because like the language and the Lithuanian history is not as popular or as interesting, but I would say it's similar quality. Like,
See, there's so many like hidden gems in the world, and that's one reason that it's kind of good to do promoting your own stuff, promoting other people's stuff. There's great stuff in this world, and it needs a little, needs a little publicity. Evan says,
I'm
"Can
sorry.
no, it says we can all use that energy in our lives. Abandon all fear, just throw caution to the wind, and just walk."
Sorry, I have this problem of talking so fast because there's so many things I want to talk about, and like not even on the live, but basically just to speak with you because we only met briefly and we couldn't really talk one on one. It was mainly with other people.
I
So
know.
there's so many things I want to say, I want to hear, like, and every time I just end up like speaking so fastly. Some of my followers actually even replied to my stories and they were like, I don't understand what you're saying. Please speak slower in your stories.
Oh no, I think, but also like we have so much to say to each other, but also I think he meant the walking, like
Oh,
in
the
in your in
walking.
your in
Oh,
your
yeah,
go
that's
in your
also.
gardening story, like you're just okay, we're gonna do it,
I
and
don't know. I love walking. There is this meme about like there is a map of a city. This point and this point. That one friend. Oh, we can walk here. That friend is me. That friend is me.
I just we need to hang out. We need to make some
Yes,
time to make content together because I so enjoy your style, but I also enjoy you as a person, and I think we could get into lots of trouble.
we can
And
walk
I want
somewhere.
to we could walk we could walk somewhere very, very far. Let's see. And oh, Layla says, do you exercise every day? So do you like do a little swimming, do a little
I walk
motion?
every day, but no, these days, not really. I exercised quite a lot before COVID, as I said, but these days, not really, except of walking. Or in summer, I used to cycle like 3 or 4 times a week, but
Ooh.
now I just go swimming twice a week.
There you go. That's it's for a lot of us, for a lot of people, it's not really possible every day unless it's like you said, like it's walking, something accessible.
Also, I work in Namyangju and I live in Seoul. So by the time I get home from work, it's just like swimming. Okay, because last month, I don't know about December actually. I didn't go in December. So yeah, calling myself out. But up until the end of November, my pool session was 6 p.m. So it's right
Mm.
about time. Like I come back home at like 5:30 and I could go to the swimming pool. But no content about that because we don't allow any photography even at the window. So
Oh, so swimming, you can't take
we can't.
pictures.
Yeah. Because safe
The
like just privacy of other people.
Oh, I see. And that's actually something I'm in a very popular gym right now with a lot of people, and there's signs up everywhere. It's like you can't, it's illegal to film other people without their permission. I'm like, I've never been in trouble for it, but I'm like, I'm always pointing my camera at myself.
Yeah.
And yet it is a busy place. There are going to be people in the background. And I don't think that necessarily having like, their elbow in my video is going to interfere with their privacy. Just my feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, at first I was like, oh, maybe I could do some content about swimming because so many people, so many foreigners in Korea, I feel like
Right.
they want to go to the swimming pool, but we
Mm.
don't know. We don't know where and what because most of the swimming pools we see for public are either in the hotels where you just chill or the Han River in summer. So many people don't know. But there are community swimming pools you could go and swim as a workout, not as a leisure. But that's the reason. It's because you're not allowed to get any, like at first, like I started last year. So at first they did not allow any photography inside of the pool.
Mm-mm.
But now even outside, because probably many people were taking pictures through a window, even outside of a window they are like, please do not take any pictures of the pool through the window too because other people might be in the shot. I'm like, okay.
Okay, I understand it, but I do think we go a little far. Like I said, even in the gym, everyone's wearing masks in Korea. Could anyone tell who that person is with only one third of their face visible in the background? But
But also, I'm
uh,
happy you're not allowed to do any content because you have to wear a swimming cap.
oh, that's a good point. Like in Korea, you have to
So
wear the swimming caps.
I look like, and imagine like no makeup,
just
nothing.
just It
It's
is
just like this potato blurb.
one of my best Korean friends. She went swimming like in a community swimming pool, like
Yeah,
swimming for
that's the one I
exercise
went to.
with her fiance. And she was like, "You're going to see me in like an athletic swimsuit, not a cute one. Like something just like it just flattens you out." She said, "You're going to see me with no makeup and just this ugly cap." She said, "If we do this together, you've got to marry me after this." Just like you've seen the worst. So it's not like we look really cute at the pool anyway. So there is a question I like to ask, and it was, what is the best advice you've ever gotten? You
The
can
best
go any
advice.
direction you like with it. Could be about travel, could be about history, could be couple advice,
I think
anything.
maybe not the best, but the advice I started using up this year is don't care what other people will think about you.
Mm-mm.
Because no matter what you do, people will find it like weird. If you stay quiet, why you're so quiet? If you're so loud, why you're so loud? Like you will never please everyone.
Mm-mm.
So in the beginning, I was like, and even now, like it comes out. I'm still very cautious in public. I'm like, people will do this and that. But these days, I'm kind of screwed. Like I don't care what those people who don't know me, who
Mm.
like just passerbyers. I don't mean online. I mean like in the streets. But will
Oh,
like
like when you're
about.
filming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like it's been one of the best. I don't even remember who has given me this advice because I've heard it so many times. But it's the advice I started actually listening to this year, I think. Just you do you, you live your life. Yeah, I guess
It,
that's.
exactly. I think one problem is so often we try to find a way of being in the world that is completely safe and can and foolproof, absolutely solid. It cannot fail. And there is no such method of being in the world. There is no perfect way of being that if you can only stick to this lifestyle or this way of speaking, that no one will ever criticize you.
Yes.
So it's going to happen anyway. You might as well live your convictions and do what you want. Go for it.
Yeah, also with social media, like back in the day, I
Mm.
was like, I have to like edit up every single like second just to cut out the best, just those like the appearances of me that look good. And these days, I'm like, I'm a derp. Bye. I don't really care, like because that's who I am. Like it doesn't matter.
Maybe I need this good advice for me because in about a week, you know, I do like body profile and stuff. Like I do a lot
Mhm.
of, you know, photo shoots showing like a lot of, you know, skin and stuff. And I've got one coming up in a week with a group of people. And I'm like, I don't like my body. It's not cute. I'm not shredded. It's just, I'm not feeling it. I think I should, you know, follow your advice and just go for it and just not care what people think.
I mean, we are the worst critics of ourselves. So
Yes, that is true. So we got a hello from Bolivia.
Bolivian,
Nice.
hello.
Oh, that's a new one. And let's see, I have Evan says, I think you have a great storytelling ability. The way you get all excited when you talk reminds me of a friend who gathers everybody and hypes up the mood to travel somewhere. See, that again, that's something I love about you. It's just it's so infectious. Like
About me.
Yeah, I have to smile when I hear you talk. Like it gets me. It
I
gets me.
think the comment was meant to you, Leigh, though. I think it was meant to you because you you're so good at it. Like you have this ability of making people speak. Like I think you should start like it's your beginning in your career. You should start working towards being like an MC
Okay.
for like a TV show or something because you're so good at it. Like even if
Oh,
I don't
you.
have anything to say, you will be able to take those words out of my mouth.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. And I'm leaning that way. I'm taking on more MC work and
Ooh.
I hope so. I hope some good things open up because I gracious, it's beautiful talking with another person and just getting what's inside them because I feel like you are just a well of amazing clear water, and I am trying to I am trying to pull that out. Let's see. Layla says walking is always a great type of exercise.
Yeah.
Um, you know Robin, Mr. Sunbeam Shaw
Hmm.
English Online. Do you know he averages more than 30,000 steps a day?
Every single day.
That's like
Wow.
5 hours of walking. He does that, and I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I want to walk that much. It's impossible to make everyone satisfied with what you do. Amen.
Yes,
That
that's
is the
that's
truth.
totally.
And a side note from what she said about not worrying what people think of you is what is said so often. You'd be surprised how few people are thinking of you.
That's true as well. That's true as well.
Shy, he says yes, yes.
For
He
2000.
he walks daily between cities. You should take him on some of your journeys. You need to be ultra boring to get 35,000 a day.
Why
You're no,
boring? No, I wouldn't say
no,
boring because the
no.
reason I walk a lot everywhere is because, like, traveling. Again, we're going back to traveling. You can see
Mm-mm.
so many things that are non-marked anywhere. You
Oh,
can
that's a
find
good
so many
point.
cool places when you just
Right.
walk around like, oh, there's something cute here. Let me just go on a walk where. Or like
And
even on
the
the map, I would see like the small green spot and like, why would I go straight? Where is this green spot here? Let me detour and go to that green spot and see what it actually is. And I have found so many nice places like that.
And it always makes you slow down as well. Just the act of walking makes you absorb what's around you and take it in.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, everybody. So we are coming up on an hour. So we got our
Oops.
last 2 or 3 minutes here. Everyone, please get in your last comments, last questions. We have been so excited for this. So I did want to ask you a slightly more serious one. This is a question about failure. How has an apparent failure, something that looked like so terrible, set you up for something great later?
Oh my. Oh, I'm not prepared for this question.
Oh,
You
sorry,
didn't
sorry,
even
sorry.
mention that before.
I'm
Uh,
sorry. I thought it was included in my list.
or maybe I just missed it.
No,
Failure.
we can skip that one if that's too heavy. We can go for an easier one.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's
I
see.
think every time I fail, my self-esteem just goes down. So it has never been
Oh, so it doesn't.
successful.
I think
Yeah.
I think for me is a lot of times if I like truly screw up something, like there's like a big life lesson in it. But let's go with what do you wish you had done more of this year? What would have made 2022 even better if you'd done more of it?
Done more. I would say working on my YouTube channel.
Okay. Okay.
Definitely. I see people already called me out at the beginning of this live. Like, working on your content,
Make content,
like,
please.
actually less of, I would say not more, less procrastination.
Okay.
That's what I wish I would have done, because this year with work I would just come back home and there's this time frame where you could actually be productive, but I would just choose to be on TikTok. So I wish I would not have done that. And I wish I would have been more productive, both in content wise and just in getting better and improving myself and actually starting my new project as well. Like, I
That's
wish I would
right.
have been way more productive. So it's my New Year resolution for
There
next
you
year.
go. To
Less
just
procrastination.
do what you know to do what you're able to
Yeah.
do. And that's wonderful. So we had a goodbye. I like talking to you both.
Oh,
We love
Layla, thank
talking to
you.
you too, Layla. Thank you. All right, everybody. So this has been our time together. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thanks for
I
having
adore
me.
you, and
Sorry, I
I
rambled too much and I went off
no.
topic, so we couldn't cover all of the questions. But maybe we could do episode 2 later. So,
Absolutely, especially like if you get your project up and going next year, you got to come back and talk about it.
of
So
course.
let's do it. All right, everybody, we are saying goodbye and ending broadcast now. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Love
So,
you. Thank you
biggest
for
takeaway:
coming.
walk more, don't procrastinate, and we have to hang out.
Yes, we do.